All right, Box.
Yes.
Box. Uh, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I was born in San Bernardino. I was raised in North Dakota, and I've lived out here for about 4 years.
You were
But
raised in
I,
North Dakota?
yes,
Are there a lot of black girls in North Dakota?
no, I was an only black child growing up. Like my family was one of the only black families, and then it was harder because my parents were lesbian. So I was like really
Your
in.
parents are lesbians. How was that growing up? Hold
It
on, hold
was
on. You're a black girl in North Dakota being raised by lesbians?
being raised by lesbians, literally. And it was, honestly, it took me a couple of years before I understood, like, my whole parenting situation. But once I understood it, it was kind of just like, I accepted it. Like, this is my family.
Was it a good childhood?
Yes, I was spoiled, rotten. Like, I got anything I wanted, whatever, as long as I did my part, as
Were
a
you
child.
adopted or you were?
No. So you know how like most lesbian relationships, one's more manlier than the other. The one that was more manlier used to be with my biological mom, but my biological mom cheated. But she was having some difficulties getting her life together, so I ended up with her ex-girlfriend, which is who I call dad.
So your biological mom was out of the picture? I see.
I didn't meet my biological mom till I was about. I probably say I met my mom when I was 15. Then I didn't see her again until I was 17. And then I haven't seen her since. When I was 17, I probably seen my mom like twice, and I haven't seen her since.
And you spent what years of your life in North Dakota?
From 2 years old to 15. But in the middle of that, like when I was in like third grade, I moved to Houston for like a couple of months, like 2-3 months, and then I went back to North Dakota. So really,
So basically North Dakota for most of your
yeah, pretty much.
childhood.
Yeah.
How would you describe your childhood in general?
Chaotic. I would describe it chaotic. Because I knew a lot of stuff about my mom's life. Like everybody in my family would tell me about my mom's life. And I just felt like if that's what's, you feel me, like that's what's keeping you from me, then I want to see, like, I want to try to do it. So I'm not going to lie, as I got older, I started doing more things like that my mom did, like getting into drugs and fights and gangs, just because I wanted to be closer to my mom. But
Do you have all those things available to you in North Dakota? Gangs and things like that?
no. And that's what made it even worse. Like, I would go looking for it. Like, that's just what made it worse. Like, none of that's available to me. The only thing that's probably available to me in North Dakota was pills, which is another big part of my life. Like, I just did a lot of stuff to try to make myself feel more in touch with my mom. So my life was very chaotic. Once I hit 10 years old, that's when my life became chaotic. I was running away. I was fighting all the time. I was always suspended. I stopped doing my chores at home. Like, I just stopped listening to my parents. I even ran away to Vegas. Like, I left North Dakota and ran away to Vegas
At what age?
at 13. I ran away to Vegas. And I lived with my aunt for a little bit. Then I had got kicked out. And that's when more drugs came into part. When I had got kicked out, they had moved me to a place called Child Haven. And I did some time there for a little bit, but I ran away from there too. And I just got in more and more into drugs. Like, I started popping perks, Xanax, Mollies, anything I could get my hands on, like anything. Until my son came into play. I have a 3-year-old boy,
What's his name?
Makai. I had to get my life together for him. That was my game changer right there. I had to figure it out. Like, I couldn't, even though I knew what I was doing was wrong to begin with, once I had the kid, it was like, it really like shocked.
Straighten you out.
Yeah, like I really had to get myself together because it just made me think about how my mom was with me. Like, you feel me? My mom wasn't there for me. My mom was on drugs with me. My mom didn't care for me. And I just can't be that type of mom.
Good for you. And Mekhi is in your life still?
Yes, he is. He currently, right now, I'm working on getting a new place. So until I get my new place, because I don't like the environment I'm in, he's with my dad, the one that's a stud, in Florida. I talked to him earlier today, actually, this morning.
Cool.
He told me Happy Valentine's Day.
That's awesome. And you moved to Los Angeles when?
I moved to Los Angeles when I was 17. Like 17. 16, about to be 17.
And where is the father of Mekhi?
Mekhi's actually a rape baby. I was molested, and I ended up pregnant. I've never spoke to him again since he's been in jail. We went to do our trial, because it was actually me and another girl. And when we went to do our trial, he ended up taking the deal, so we didn't have to go. We waited like 6 months before court. He had like that whole 6 months to take the deal, and the day of court, he took it. So,
was it like raising a child where you know that the father is somebody that you probably wouldn't want to associate with?
It hurts. In the beginning, I'm not, now I feel like I'm able to just, it's okay, this is my son. In the beginning, it was hard to look at my own child. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard, because it was like, I'm not gonna lie, he looks a lot like his dad, like a lot. So it's like, it was hard at first, but I just had to come to understanding with myself, this baby did nothing to me. So now it's not as complicated as it was before. I still think about it time to time, but.
How old are you now?
Now I am 19. I
you're
turn 20
19.
next month.
And you're working as a stripper.
Yes.
Are you old enough at 19 to be working in strip clubs?
Yes, you are.
You gotta be 18?
Yes, you do.
How did you get introduced to sex work?
I used to look on the internet and search my name in a Google search, and I would find so much information that was just it was horrifying. You'd see my address, you'd see phone numbers, you'd see my relatives, you'd see all my health information, all kinds of stuff. It's like, I don't want that information out there. Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. And that's why I signed up for Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows you which data brokers are selling your information and automatically submits opt-out requests for you. Cleaning up my information not only reduces the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from the hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really easy to set up, so I don't have to download several different apps to get things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, insurance, and more. I get everything at one affordable price. You may already have one or two of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and leaving your back door wide open. I'm too busy to deal with this stuff, and that's why I appreciate that Aura is always on, keeping me safe so I don't have to worry about this kind of stuff. I value my privacy, and if you value yours, you can go to aura.com/soft white underbelly to start your 2-week free trial. The link is in the video description box below. Now back to the video. Thanks.
How did you get introduced to sex work?
I got introduced to that type of work when, like, I think I got introduced to that when I was like 17. I had took a trip to Vegas with my friend, and I didn't know that I actually didn't know that she did that type of stuff, but she was introducing me to her folks, and I was lost and confused at the time. I was just going wherever, like, so it was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna try this out. It's a money thing, and I did it for a minute, and I was good at it. I'm not gonna lie. I was making like bands, like I was good at it.
Working the street?
Mm-hmm. But in Vegas, you work the casinos. So I was good at it, but it just became too much with the beating on me having to stay out of certain. I don't like being told what to do. That's my problem. I really hate being told what to do. So, you know, as a pimp, that's your job to tell me what to do. But I just don't work like that. So I probably did that with them for about 3 months. And then one day I just booked a flight and left. I just left them there because I was just like,
Where'd you go?
I came back to LA. I don't know. It's something about LA. Like, no matter where I go, I always get drawn back to LA. It doesn't matter where I go.
You like it here?
I know. It's something about the fast city life, I guess. It just gives me, like, an adrenaline rush. Like, I have to be in LA. Like, I wouldn't want to be nowhere other than LA. And that's sad.
North Dakota and Los Angeles are pretty
It's
extreme
two pretty different places. Like, North Dakota is quiet, small. LA's like, like just out there. And it's, I don't know. Ever since I came to LA, it's just been like, yep, this is where I'm going to be now. Like, this is where I want to be. Just never left.
Good for you. It's nice to find that at 19 years old, or even earlier for you.
It's not, you know.
Tell me about working the strip club. How was that for you?
It's okay. I've had some crazy experiences. When I first started, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, I was just walking around the club lost. Like, the manager was like, you're supposed to be doing whoopty, like, you know? And I was just like, but now, I'd almost call myself something like a pro. It's kind of easy now. Like, now I walk in the club, like, people know me, they say hi. I'm like, hi, you know? Sometimes I get tips just because they know me. Like, they'll just throw me like $50 or $100, like, here, have a good day at work type thing. And I'll just be like, okay. And I might never see them again the rest of the night in the club, but it's something that's helpful. As far as splitting money with girls, that's, some days it just depends.
Do you make good money at the club?
Yeah. I would say on a slow night, I'll probably leave with like two bands.
Really?
Yes. On a good night.
And this is a topless or fully
Topless.
Topless only.
Yes, it's a topless club. I think though in the VIP rooms, if you do VIP rooms, I think those ones are fully nude. But the girls that are like outside of the VIP rooms, we're not nude. We're only topless.
The VIP rooms are.
Baby, I don't know what the hell go down in there. That ain't my business.
And none of the girls I talk about want to talk about it.
Yeah, they don't. They never do. I swear, like, I've asked a couple of girls, like, what the hell do y'all do back there? And they're just like, we do the same thing you do, but no, you don't. Like, we know you don't, but it's not my business.
They got fatter wallets.
I got more paper out here than probably what you're getting in your VIP room. So whatever floats your boat, baby.
So you're happy with what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of it. I'll tell anybody, any day. Yes, I'm a stripper. Yes, like, you know, because it's like, it's a profession. Like, I didn't wake up one day and say stripping was going to be a job. That wasn't me. I'm just the one who keeps it in business. That's all my job.
No, but you're making good money.
Right.
You're topless for a few hours.
For a few hours. Like, it's not.
Guys are not touching on you, or they are?
Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, sometimes we get touchy people. Like, I had one guy, he wanted to, like, aggressively grab my titties and slap my titties, and I just was not feeling it. Some girls let them. I'm not going to lie, some girls let them because they gives them more tips or more money. But for me personally, I feel like I make too much money to let you disrespect my body for extra money. No. This is my show, not yours, you know? Like, I'm not going to let you do what you want to do because you're drunk and it's your birthday and you're at a club.
See, being a stripper fits your personality much better than working the streets.
Yes.
Because you can decide
what goes down, and I'm in a more secured place. Like, I know there's at least 6 security guards watching right now, you know? If I'm on the street, I don't know anything.
There's no security.
This guy could take me to the alley and do whatever he wants to do.
Even your pimp's not watching.
Right. Even if I call you, you're probably 30 minutes away. I could be dead by then, you know? So it's just, I prefer the club, and I enjoy it. And I have fun doing it. I meet all type of girls there. Interesting. I'm really a shy person. So working in the club helps me. Like, I get to meet a lot of people.
Tell me about men. What have you learned about men from doing this kind of stuff?
I've learned that men are going to be men. And when I say that, I mean, like, there's just certain male tendencies that I've realized that you cannot change as a woman. Like, for instance, I hate that, like, when men are, like, they sexualize my body. Even though I do what I do, like, I hate when men are like, "Ooh, damn, girl, like, your ass is fat." Like, that makes me mad. Like, if you think I'm cute, politely tell me that. Nicely tell me, "Hey, I think you're pretty." Then we could work somewhere. Working in the club, I see a lot of aggression. And I realize that that's just how certain men are. I'm still figuring out men, still figuring it out, but I've realized a couple of things about them. I'm not gonna say I know too much about men because I don't, and I'm still young. So
You are young.
yes, but
You're 19.
But I've learned a couple of things about them, but I've also learned how to act in those situations. If I see an aggressive man, that doesn't mean get aggressive with him. He's a man. Like, I've had to learn that the hard way, though. I had to learn that the hard way.
And how does dancing for men affect you? How does it affect your self-esteem?
Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like shit. Like, damn, like, I'm really, like, I don't even know this man. I'm not gonna see this man and I'm not gonna know this man from a can of paint in the morning. Like, But other times I have to think to myself and just say, like, your body's always gonna be looked at no matter what. Whether you're a stripper, a McDonald's worker, as a woman, your body's always gonna be looked at. So why not embrace it,
And this doesn't, like, tell me emotionally how it differs from working as a prostitute and then working as a stripper.
Honestly, emotionally, it's less stressful. It's less stressful. I'm not gonna lie. I encourage a lot of girls that are on the blade or working outside or doing that type of work to come into a strip club. Like, I encourage it because it's less stressful.
That's safer.
Yeah, and safer. Like, when I was working on the streets, I was crying every day. Like, I was getting bumps all over because I was stressed. Like, because I went through a lot on the blade. I got bit. Like, a whole trick had bit me because I didn't want to give him raw sex. Like,
He bit you.
Yeah, he bit me. He, like, literally bit me. Like, bit me. So it's like that. I truly feel like the club for me was a big emotional change. Like, big. Like, ever since I worked in the club, baby, I don't stress about anything. I wake up happy. When I was on the street, it was like I dreaded waking up because it was like, oh, I gotta go back on the blade. I gotta go stand outside in the rain. I gotta wait for a trick. I gotta pray this trick doesn't do anything to me. And I don't want to live like that. So the club, emotionally, it's more joyful in my eyes and it's less stress.
Mm-hmm. Were there things you wanted to do in life?
No, I never planned on that. I wanted to be a heart surgeon. That was my goal. Ever since I was little, I wanted to be a heart surgeon.
Wow. How far did you go in school?
I graduated early. I graduated in 10th grade with a 4.0 GPA from Dickinson High School in North Dakota.
So you're a smart girl.
I'm very smart.
You're just doing this for a while.
Doing this for a while. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's the people I've ran into. Like, and I'm such a nice person that I have a hard time cutting people off. Like, I hate telling somebody, like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Because my thing is, I'm either really nice or I'm an asshole. So I'd rather just be really nice than an asshole.
What is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength?
Yeah, what qualities do you have that make you unique?
My greatest strength, I'd probably say motivation. I find motivation in everything. Like, we could be stranded right now in the middle of South Africa and I'm gonna find any type of thing to make us laugh, like any type of motivation, anything. That's probably one of my best qualities, I feel like. And my capability to hold an intelligent conversation. Because I know a lot of girls, Like, I met a lot of girls out here, and I'll talk to them, and they'll be like, you sound so white, or like, you sound so proper, but it's like, there's just certain ways you speak, like, and there's a time and a place for everything. So I think that's one of my good qualities too.
Are drugs a part of your life?
Yes, they are.
Mm.
I probably drink about 2 of these every day.
Really?
Yes. And I smoke weed. Bad. Like, I smoke every hour on the hour. I smoked before I came here, actually. I'm high right now. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a lot of hard alcohol. Hard liquor.
It is. It is. But, you know, I don't know. I guess I don't really think about it when I'm drinking it. And I like how it makes me feel.
What does it make you not have to feel?
I don't have to feel a lot of, like, when I'm going through stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my life is so hectic. I go through tragic shit every day. So I just feel like when I'm off that, I don't have to think about that. Like, I'm not worried about that. If anything, I'm worried about making sure I don't bust my ass because I'm drunk, you know? Like,
on the heels.
Yeah, like, all my worries go away. It makes me feel like I'm floating, kind of. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm in my own world when I'm drunk. And I like it that way. Occasionally, though, I will have to stop myself. Like, I won't drink for a couple days because I'll be like, okay, you're getting out of hand. But for the most part, you're more than likely always going to see me with a bottle. Never anything bigger than that. Never anything bigger than a pint.
But 2 of them.
But at least I finish 2 of those a day.
When you're working or when you're not working?
Just whenever.
Whenever.
I at least have to have 2 a day.
So it's not about the work. It's about...
It's just about how it makes me feel emotionally. I think I'm going to take a shower right now.
Do you feel like you are realizing your potential? You seem like you're very intelligent and you're beautiful and you could probably do a lot of great things in your life.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I think about, like what I want to do when I'm done with this a lot.
What do you want to do?
I want to go back to school. I want to go back to college. And actually, because before I started working in the club, I was working on getting my EMT certificate.
Oh, good for you.
So I want to go back to that at some point. Right now, I need this money.
Because you're raising your son by yourself?
Yes, I'm raising him by myself. Like, even though he's in another state, like, I still provide for him because I refuse to be a deadbeat. Like, my child has to know that I'm his mom. Like, I can't. And he's expensive. Children are expensive.
Sure.
I don't recommend. Don't have kids. Anybody. If you don't have any, don't have them.
Not at 17.
No, don't. Really, don't. I'm not gonna lie though, when I first had him, it was fun. It was fun to me. It was like a game. Like, I felt like I was on Teen Mom. But then as I got older, I realized this is not a game. This is a human being that has to be raised. He's expensive.
You can't put him in a closet for a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that now. Kids are expensive. Damn, if I didn't have a kid, I'd probably live in a mansion right now.
You'd be a lot freer.
Hey, I love my creation though. What else? What's else on the question list?
Do you have friends?
Do I have friends? Very minimal. Because I've had a lot of friends do a lot of bad stuff to me. I've been robbed by my friends. I've been set up. Like, I've been jumped. Like, so I keep my friends very, very low.
Well, you're a very attractive, sexy girl, and sometimes those kind of women have a hard time with other women.
Yes. I learned that about girls too. Like, because I used to think to myself, like, damn, am I mean? Like, why don't they like me? But now I realize, like, some girls just don't like you because you might look better than them, or
you're a threat.
or more men might flock to you than them. But my friends list is like this long. And half of them are my family, so they don't even...
You don't need a lot. You just need one.
Yeah. I just need one good friend. Which is... Actually, you met her You'll talk to her later.
Oh, in the car? There you go.
I love that girl to death. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have been in a lot of shit in that club. Like, a lot of shit. She's that her right there, she's that one solid friend.
You've worked in other strip clubs?
This is my first this is my first time.
And you've worked here for a couple of years?
Yeah, I've worked here for like 3 years. Yeah. 3 years, finna be 4 next year. She was actually there like maybe like a month before me. Because when I met her, she was like there a month before me. And ever since then, we've been, like, that's my girl. Like, that's, like, I call her any time of the night. She calls me any time of the night. Like, oh, I need your help. And I'm there. Vice versa. Like, that's
great. It's nice to have somebody like that.
Yeah.
The guys who are your clients in the club, are some of them high rollers? Some of them are cheap?
There's like a group that comes in like every weekend, and they're really good. Like, baby, I make sure I'm at the club every weekend on time for them. They at least, like, those are the good days. The weekends are the good days. So just from them, I at least get 3-4 bands. Just from, and it's like a group of like 5 guys. They're in like some motorcycle club, I think. And they come to the club every Saturday, throw money, like, and I just have a blast. And that's just off of their little group. And I still have other, rounds to make around the club. So, but I do have some groups that try and come to be cheap. Like, they'll try to sit like where I'm at in my area for like 2 hours and only throw a band. And I'll be like, okay, you guys aren't throwing money anymore. You're not giving money anymore. Move along. Like, But other than that, usually they're high rollers. Like, but you get your cheap ones. You do. But you just gotta, it just depends on the worker though. Because if you're a good worker, you can always pull more out of them. You're here to see me. Like, this is literally what you came to this club for. So as long as you know how to work your mouthpiece, you can always pull more money. Money is never hard to pull, especially, no offense, but especially out of a man. As a woman, it's never hard to get money from a man. You just gotta do it right.
Have you ever been in love before?
Yes. I know.
No?
I thought I did.
Do you think romantic relationships are transactional?
No. I don't.
Like, you could hook up, you could fall in love with a man who didn't have a lot of money?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm a type of girl, like, you don't have a bed, we're gonna make a pallet. You don't have a TV, we're gonna play card games. You don't have food, I'm going to find something. Like, I'm not just all about money. Like, but at the same time, I know that there's a limit. Like, there's so much that I can tolerate because you can't survive in this world with nothing. Like, at that point, I would just be homeless and a bum. And I refuse to do that. So, but I don't mind building with somebody. Because I feel like if we're in a relationship and working relationship are 2 different lives. Relationships and working relationships to me are 2 different lives. So, like, working, yes, I feel like everything we talk about should involve money. Yes, it should. You're talking to me, I want money in my hand. A relationship, I want that to be built off of emotion and what we built, not living off of my money or me just taking care of you and your baby mama and your kid. That's not what we're doing.
Is there a lot of that in the club?
Yes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had some boyfriends from the club. And they just literally wanted to live off my money. Like, that was it. They had no house, no car, just baby mamas, kids, and my money. So.
What is it about girls that work as dancers in clubs, strippers, that allows that kind of relationship to unfold? Is it their self-esteem is so low that they just like will accept a guy who will feed off them?
Honestly, it's because a lot of girls come from the blade. So that's what they know. That's what they know. Like, having a pimp, that's what he does. You make money, it's his money, not your money. You give it to him. So it's like, that's what they know. So when guys come to them, you just got to be strong enough. That's all I tell them. You got to be strong enough. If that's what you want, if that's how you feel comfortable, do you. But to my bitches out there that know, they know. You got to be strong. You got to tell them, like, this is not that. But that's just what they know. It's what they're used to. It's what they come from. You just got to break through that wall. Might take a minute, but it took me a minute. I had to learn the hard way.
You seem like a very intelligent 19-year-old.
Gotta be. I'm too young out here to be dumb. This is a big city. I'm one little dot in this city. I have to, at least can be an intelligent dot. I have to.
How'd you get the name Boxx? What do you have on your lips?
A piercing.
That's a piercing. Oh, I see. Okay.
One of my HPs, her folks. One of my old HPs, her folks had he had tried to knock me or whatever, and he was like, bitch, you a square. And I was like, I'm a square. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
So he was like, you're a square. And I was like, I'm a square. And he was like, I'm gonna call you Boxx. And I was like, Boxx?
Because you're square.
Yeah. And I just went with it because I like the name, but I never tell anybody what the meaning behind that name means.
Because Boxx means something else too.
Yes, because it means something else too. And I just usually tell them, like, that's what Boxx means, but really, in all honesty, it's because I was labeled a square.
That's a cute story. Boxx, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life, in your 19 years?
Oh, my 19 years, the most important lesson I've learned? Don't quit. No matter how hard, how tough, how low, don't quit. Because when you quit, that's when you really hit rock bottom. A lot of people say, oh, he's an alcoholic, or oh, she's a junkie, or oh, she's a prostitute, she's hit rock bottom. No, when you quit is when you hit rock bottom. Don't quit.
All right. Boxx, thank you so much for sharing your story.
No problem.
I wish you lots of luck with you and your son.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.